offensive coaching specialist known as Stephanie White. Well, she shut down the New York Liberty to the tune of just under 100 damn points tonight, as the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark got completely
That was an
smoked.
ugly game. That was a very ugly game. But what did you expect? The second night of a back-to-back, Caitlin Clark's not playing. Caitlin Clark's the entire motor of this team. Did you think they were going to beat the New York Liberty? I didn't expect them to win that game. Now, there have been times where I've went into games where I've expected the Indiana Fever to lose, and they've won. Like the Lynx game, when the Indiana Fever came out and beat them with no Caitlin Clark for the Commissioner's Cup. I was surprised. I didn't think it was going to happen. It happened. Shout out to the Fever. But this is what you should have expected. You should have expected them to get whooped, and that was
a single photograph has sent the WNBA world into a frenzy, exposing a situation that is getting messier by the minute. On the surface, it's a simple image. Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest star, sharing a smile with the New York Liberty's You Do. You are facing a serious organizational problem that goes far beyond wins and losses.
Baited the title to this one. Anyhow, there was a photo circulating, went viral, of Caitlin Clark in the bowels of the Barclays Center with Liberty coach Sandy Brondello and Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. I'm just having a little fun.
This isn't just head coach and top players, but this was no ordinary post-game greeting. This was a potential bombshell, a moment captured on a one-time charm offensive from the Liberty either. It's a calculated and consistent pattern of behavior that has been unfolding all camera that hints at something far more significant happening behind the scenes, suggesting that the Indiana Fever's franchise player might be getting recruited right season long. They are not just being kind, they are playing chess while the Fever are playing checkers.
And the agent, that is what makes this so interesting. That is the key. All right, everybody's concentrating on, yeah, by the way, Caitlin Clark looks unbelievably happy talking to these folks. But this is how it starts in sports. This is how it starts in the NFL. This is how it starts in the NBA. When you start seeing the wheels in motion, there's signs. There's signs before eventually a player gets traded.
Throughout the season, both under their
eventually
noses. The whispers and speculation ignited by this photo aren't just fan fiction, they point to a deeper Ionescu, and Stewart have consistently praised Clark even after tough competitive games against her. Ionescu has publicly spoken about Clark's great range and her personal happiness at seeing Clark healthy and on the court. This is a story of frustration, ambition, and strategic maneuvering. In the image, Clark is surrounded by the very people who represent everything strategic relationship building, designed to show Clark she is respected and valued by their organization.
But during the game, Caitlin got honored as the WNBA Player of the Year in the ESPYs. Just what does it mean to have her impact so far? I mean, there are a lot of really good players in this league, and she got honored as the best player in the league by the ESPYs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she continues to get new awards. She continues to break barriers. She continues to do things that we haven't seen before. I mean, you know, obviously you think about the Stewies MVPs of the league, and you know, championship winners, and Asia's MVPs of the league and championship winners, and of course Sue Bird, who was sitting, you know, in the building today. And you know, Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all these guys, really. I mean, that they don't know anything any different than the WNBA. Right, like they've seen their idols play. They work their asses off to get to where they are, and to be able to be honored, whether it's the ESPYs or whether it's league awards or whether it's All-Star or whatever. I just think they continue to then lead the way for the other young players that are watching. So we're proud of Caitlin. You know, ESPY's a big thing. And you know, we're going to continue to support her.
They are systematically creating a Stark her own team is struggling to be: winners. The presence of Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello alongside star players contrast with the struggles and frustrations she faces in Indiana. They are playing the long game, planting seeds of doubt, and offering Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu creates a powerful visual narrative of a player finding camaraderie and respect in the camp of vision of a better future. And based on the smile on Clark's face in that photo, it seems to be working, of her fiercest rival.
What is your description of kind of the physical battle that Caitlin particularly faces, maybe within tonight's game or just in general as you've gotten used to coaching her, just what you see she's enduring physically?
Are you trying to get me fined again?
I am not.
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of physicality that they're able to play with against her. You know, I knew it as an opponent, and I see it as her coach. And you know, I'm not exactly sure why, but it just is what it is. And we've got to help her learn to adjust.
But the most explosive detail, the one that transforms this from a friendly chat into a potential crisis.
And Sabrina, for you, you all have now won 3 in a row, and it just seems like a switch flipped after that Sunday loss against the Storm. I'm just curious, what is it about Sandy's leadership that has helped you all sort of get through the muck of this stretch without JJ, but then also to be able to finish the first half of the season strong?
Well, I mean, there was just this understanding of we got to just find a way and stay together, and we have all we need in the locker room. And, you know, obviously I think we were losing some of those games ourselves. Like, we were just not coming out with the right energy. We were not playing Liberty basketball, and there was kind of just this realization of if we just kind of settle into doing that, we're in a really good spot. And so obviously Sandy continued to keep us together.
The divide between the two organizations couldn't be more clear or more alarming for the Fever. The New York Liberty is the person standing right there with them, Clark's agent, Aaron Kane. In the world of professional sports, an well-oiled championship contending machine. They just finished the first half of the season with an impressive 15 agents' presence in a quiet conversation with a rival team's leadership is never just for show. It's a signal, 6 record, and are heading into the All-Star break on a powerful winning streak.
The second-year players clearing out that side of the floor, shooting on Stewie, and then watch the reaction with...
They have a proven culture of success, a deliberate move that suggests business is on the table, moving this encounter from the realm of sportsmanship into the territory of strategic recruitment, professional leadership that commands respect, and a roster of stars built to win now. They represent stability, ambition, and everything. The stage for this drama was set on a truly humiliating night for the Indiana Fever, with Caitlin Clark sidelined by a generational talent like Clark deserves in a professional home. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever seems to be in a perpetual state of organizational malpractice, a groin injury. She was forced to watch from the bench as her team was utterly dismantled by the New York Liberty. They were blessed with a generational talent in Clark, but appear utterly incapable of protecting her or building a competent team around her. The final score of 98-77 doesn't even tell the full story of the beatdown. She has already missed 10 games this season with various injuries, a worrying trend for a young player. The team was a public display of the Fever's complete dependency on their rookie phenom, and a harsh reminder of how vulnerable they depended on her for any glimmer of success, dropping to a dismal 4-6 record in games without her. This isn't our without her. This wasn't just a loss, it was a public demolition. The Fever only managed to lead a winning environment. It's a slow-motion disaster. This entire situation has exposed the Fevers once, right at the start of the game, before New York took complete control and never looked back. At one point, the inability to protect their most valuable asset. The constant injuries suggest a failure in load management, conditioning, or protecting her from on Liberty's lead swelled to an embarrassing 27 points. For Clark, a fierce competitor, sitting helplessly and watching her team get court abuse. The team's on-court struggles reveal a failure in roster construction. It's a cascade exposed on such a grand stage must have been agonizing. This brutal reality only makes what happened after the final buzzer even more bizarre of failures that would make any superstar question their future. The Liberty's approach is nothing short of brilliant psychological warfare. Instead of solely celebrating their dominant victory, Liberty stars Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu used their entire post-game press, not just recruiting Clark with words. They are demonstrating their superiority on the court and in their culture. They are showing her what a supportive conference to shower praise on an opponent who didn't even play. It was a strange and calculated performance. The winner's winning and professional environment looks like, making her current situation in Indiana seem even more dysfunctional by comparison. This of a blowout game seemed more interested in discussing the greatness of the other team's injured star than their own incredible performance. A whole affair exposes a deeper truth. The New York Liberty is systematically dismantling the Fever's credibility while positioning themselves as the move that immediately raised eyebrows across the league. Breanna Stewart, who had just put up a monstrous stat line of ultimate solution to all of Clark's problems. It's a next level gamesmanship that is as ruthless as it is effective. 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. Repeatedly steered the conversation back to her profound respect for Clark, and it's all happening in plain sight. So what we are witnessing is not just a rumor fueled by a single. The very woman who had just methodically destroyed Clark's team was now publicly laying flowers at her feet. This blurry photograph, it's a powerful collection of damning evidence that points to a crisis brewing within the Indiana Fever organization. It wasn't just good sportsmanship, it was an unusually effusive display of admiration that felt more like a recruitment pitch than as simple as a team getting publicly humiliated, followed by bizarrely flattering comments from the victors. It's a viral post-game comment. Sabrina Ionescu was just as obvious, continuing a season-long pattern of he photo of a star player looking happier and more at ease with her rivals than her own team. Most importantly, it's saping praise on Clark whenever given the opportunity. She speaks about Clark not as a rival to be conquered, but as a peer, the undeniable presence of her agent, turning a friendly chat into a potential prelude to one of the biggest blockbuster moves in WNBA history. The Liberty aren't just trying to beat the Fever on the court anymore. They are executing a masterful she deeply admires. This consistent and public validation from one of the league's top guards isn't accidental. It's the kind of talk reserved for a player you desperately want on your team, creating a narrative of respect and camaraderie, that psychological campaign to win over their future. The question is no longer if Caitlin Clark is being actively recruited by a rival powerhouse. The only question left is, how much longer will the Fever stand by and watch as their organizational failures push their generational Clark may not be feeling elsewhere? But their words were nothing compared to the evidence captured on camera just moments later. After the game, the now viral photo emerged, showing a smiling, relaxed Caitlin Clark in a cordial conversation with the Liberty talent right into the arms of the competition. The clock is ticking, and for the Fever, time is running out.